And we are live. Welcome. What is this now? Our fifth broadcast of Gas War. This is our Gas Hero Gas War. We are now into the second time around for our clan Gas War. This should be an exciting one. We got our first fight already going. I got a couple co-hosts up here with me, Chunky and Anastasia. How you both doing today? You excited about Gas War?
Yeah, hi guys, good morning, good evening. Really super pumped and excited, so let's do it together.
Very cool. Very cool. We've got some great clans that are fighting. Who are you looking forward to watching, Chunky? Chunky might be fighting his audio. Can you hear us, brother? He's not talking.
It seems he doesn't hear us.
Could be. Could be. He might be playing with his sound settings. That's okay. That's okay. We can see right here, we got Wood Mao fighting SE16. This should be our first in the lineup. I'm looking at the lineups now, and it looks like for final battles, this is Moscow 116 on the left versus Ho Chi Minh 111 on the right. I think that one actually already finished. Looks like Ho Chi Minh 111 has beat out Moscow 116. This must be New York 252 on the left versus Paris 118 on the right. We definitely have some favorites, so we can go through those favorites. I'm hoping we get Chunky to figure out his audio. Chunky, can you hear us yet? I don't think he's hearing a thing. We got some special guests that have come on during the course of the broadcast. We also have Tokyo 111 going today versus Singapore 169, Istanbul 219 versus Kiev 269, Sydney 182 versus Sao Paulo 141, Hong Kong 171 versus Buenos Aires 125, Lagos 111 versus Taipei 238, and Seoul 255 has a bye on the first round. I'm thinking Azra Elite is going to be strong again during this. I think that Hong Kong, we know Rain's clan, could be very strong during this one. I think we're going to get to see Yugapon and Egg and some familiar names come through. We got one up right now called Fried Eggs on the left. You're going to see a lot of rare heroes, right? Chonky, can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Dude,
The game
we've been saying your name and talking to you for
overpowering,
5
and I
minutes, and
tried
you've been
to battle
ignoring
through
us. All good, brother. How are you?
Man, I'm spectacular over here.
Good.
Sort of sad
Looks
that
like
I'm not seeing my folks in the battle, but it's okay. It's okay.
you guys still in? Either one of you still have a clan that's in from your
No.
from your
We
guild or
had
district or
we
city?
had some issues that maybe I'll chat about. I'll tell the little story
Fun.
after some of these battles. But no, we're
How
not
about
in.
yourself, Anastasia? Is your clan district or guild still in?
No, unfortunately. Maybe next time. I do hope
Fair.
one day we will do it.
Yep.
I'm just looking, you see this lineup on the left over there? It seems it's for Sultan, it's with City, Telekinetic Woman, Amazon Variant, and Red Mercury. Do you see?
One of Rain's clans. Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's interesting to. But this Black Sapphire from the right. Yeah, it's died. But it was live for such a long time. Did you see it? It's like
Yes.
5 against 1. It was lasting like so long. It's so cool to
Yep.
see that.
Going and going and going. It's fun to see, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
really
yeah.
looking forward to
It's
seeing
brilliant.
how some of these lineups work this time around. We're definitely seeing the meta evolve. We had that original standard meta lineup. It felt like it was 2 tanks on the front row, 2 damage in the middle, 2 support in the back. Over time, we've seen the teams, the strong players, evolve to be able to attack the back row and then the middle row, right? And so they're using things like Devil's Follower and books and certain weapons and certain featured skills and even certain 4th skills and 6th skills to be able to attack the back rows. So you're starting to see support characters being moved up off the back row to stay alive longer and things be moved around. And then you're starting to see these teams with maybe 4 damage characters or more, right? To really overpower. We saw that with Yugapon with 6 books and high damage. And it's going to be fun to see how teams are going to use stun and dodge to win. Oh, we're a little bit delayed. So that's the Moscow 116 it shows as the winner. But when I look at my clan finals sheet, it shows Moscow 116 as the loser up here. So that's a little odd in the way that looks. I'm thinking Moscow 116 was the team on the right that had rain stuff in it, right? That looks weird. Oh well.
This time not sure.
Something looks a little off about that.
Yeah, a little off. They might have the names backwards or showed the teams on the wrong size. I'm not sure. Yeah. Hopefully it figures it out when it grabs the names, go to the next round. That would stink. Yeah. Plus, it pre-showed me this win-lose. Maybe if I reset mine, it'll fix it. You think? Let's see. I'm going to come out of this. I'm going to go back into final battle. Oh, still showing the same thing here. So, all good. So we should have probably about 3 minutes, I think, between rounds, or between each fight, clan versus clan. And then I think 8 minutes between rounds. So it should be New York 252 next versus Paris 118. That one definitely showed Moscow 116 is the win, which is different than what's shown on the final sheet. So we'll see how that plays out. That's showing the timer up here as well. Yeah, team on the left, right? Absolutely. Yeah. Cool. Rotating through. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be fun to see. What are you expecting, Anastasia? You expecting to see more of the stun meta this time around? You expecting to see a lot of 6 books? You're expecting to see support characters moved up to the middle rows? What do you think we'll see this time that'll surprise us? Anything you're looking forward to seeing happen?
Yeah, I think we will see more metas for stun and maybe for anti-stun, for their with resistance skills to stun. And I think it's super interesting to see how they will work. Also, I think it will be really great to see how players equip the heroes in a different way. Maybe not only all the books, as I already saw a very interesting combination, 2 books and 4 guns. 2 books with the tanks and 4 guns with the damages, and I think it could also work really, really great. So I will be looking for some new combinations and for new metas. So let's see how it will go on.
Yep, very cool. Yep. No game volume is coming through, Chunky, so you don't have to worry about the game volume being too loud on this end. Don't even mess with the
Okay,
settings.
so in that case, I can just
Focus
pop
on
it off
talking
on
to
my
us.
end then. Cool.
Just pop it off on your end, and we don't even hear it coming through at all. Yeah, because you're not sharing your audio through the stream. Yeah, your webcam did get dark though. You messing with your webcam settings?
Yeah, a
all
little
of a
bit.
sudden, now you got a big microphone in front of you like this and a really dark webcam. Yep.
Yeah, I'll adjust it here in a second.
Sounds good. I'm going to go through some of the giveaways and some of the stuff we have set up for this, I guess now 5th Gas War that we are streaming. We've got some guests that are going to come on over the course of the stream. We've got one Genesis hero that's up for giveaway. What you want to do is head to the pinned tweet and enter via liking, commenting, and tagging 3 friends while sharing a picture of your favorite hero on the Gas Hero Twitter, and then share a screenshot of yourself watching this stream on X or on YouTube to confirm your attendance. You want to do that as soon as possible because we'll be picking the winner of that Genesis hero here a little bit later. So make sure you go to the pinned tweet on @GasHeroOfficial. You want to follow the Gas Hero Official account, like and comment on that pinned post. Tag 3 friends, share a picture of yourself along with your favorite gas hero, and then if you can show like a screen cap of you watching this event, that would be perfect. And then you can get picked to win that Genesis hero, which is really big. For the Gas War prize pool this time around, we have over 1 million GMT. Recent update allowed 90% of everything that's spent in the auction house to go to the Gas War to build the Gas War prize pools. The way that kind of breaks apart is it was originally 50% of the auction house revenue. We added an additional 25% to the 50 from what we used to burn from the GMT. And then we added 15% from the official FSL revenue. So the 50 plus 25 plus 15 puts us to 90% of what's in the auction house. And that's over 1 million GMT this time around, which is great to see. I'm seeing the screen on my end. It's showing it's waiting for the next fight without a timer. Is that what you guys are seeing on your end as well?
Yeah. You know what I noticed? Like I saw it a lot of in Hero Mountain and now as well when we see that Unstoppable Force with the book on the back row on the last one, and it's so hard to kill him. It's almost he's
unstoppable.
unbeatable. Yeah, he's unbeatable. Like even now, I saw the same, and I think we will see something similar like in this fight. Is Hugan Shen 101?
You're seeing something totally different than I am, Chunky. So, Chunky, are you seeing the second fight? There's a fight showing right now. Are you replaying an earlier fight, or are you seeing the second fight? I think Chalky can't hear us again.
Okay, yes.
Hi, Chunky. Chunky
No,
can't hear us.
I can hear. I'm just looking at the battle. I see Yabalot and LRS.
Can you mute all your audio in the game, Chunky, so you can hear us when we're talking to you? I think you're hearing it too loud, so you can't hear the conversation. I'm guessing not. We'll have to get him in between fights when he can hear us. That'll work. Some accounts have bugs. Maybe it's James that does and Chunky that doesn't. Cool. So what I can do is maybe log out of my game and then try to log back in. Let's try that. See what happens if I log out and log back in. Mm-hmm. Let's see if this works better. Got my Gas Hero all refreshed. Going into Gas War, going into finals. There we go. I can see it now. It's showing Moscow 116 is the winner for the last round over Ho Chi Minh 111. And it's showing New York 252 in battle versus Paris 118. New York 252 on the left, Paris 118 on the right. Very nice. What are you seeing for the code names, Anastasia?
Sorry, can you say it again?
What kind of code names are you seeing that are fighting right now?
Yeah, I see Junior Shifu. I see Altruistic Banker. On the right, I see Devil Followers and Deadly Nightshirt.
On the back row. Yeah, very
Yeah,
nice.
usually,
And there's our winner,
this
Paris
is
118. Very nice. Hey, Chonky, can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
It seems like during the fight, you can't hear anything we're saying. So what I want you to do is to go into your settings of your app and turn off all sound. And that way, during the fight, you can hear us. That way we can talk. Does that work? I got a countdown timer now. About 2.5 minutes to the next fight. We got Tokyo 111 going up against Singapore 149. Got your audio killed in your app now?
Yep, got it killed.
Good. Now you'll be able to hear us.
Yep, so we're good. Sorry about that.
All good. All good. I got my app reset, so now I'm seeing the correct fighters. We've had 2 of our matches complete. Moscow 116 beat Ho Chi Minh 111. We got Paris 118 beat New York 252. Our next fight up in about 2 minutes is Tokyo 111 versus Singapore 149. Good.
So I did hear you say about the code names that maybe we hadn't seen as many before.
Yeah.
Are you noticing a lot of altruistic bankers this time around?
100%, and that makes perfect sense. Yeah. What is it about altruistic banker? Is that it's just like a devil's follower. So altruistic banker has that ability to attack the back row, right? And so when you're looking at how do you knock out the other team's support, or if they move their back row up, how do you knock out the other team's damage? Instead of just putting all your damage into the tanks and then watching the tanks not only absorb that damage, but maybe even get healed faster than you can take them out. Great strategy that we're seeing a lot of players use now. And they're using it both with the code names of the heroes, with Devil's Follower and Altruistic Banker, but then also maybe the weapon selection, using guns or books or other things that can attack into the deeper rows.
And by the way, guys, I also used Devil's Follower with Altruistic Banking. They were my first pair. I studied the game.
Did you luck into it or did you know?
Yeah, but I so love them that I really want to continue playing with them. This is my favorite couple, as they work so great. And I equip them with a bow, and I also have leader of the pack with the speed increasing, and I also have Martyr, I forgot the name. Martyr.
Yeah.
So and they are with the guns, so they work together like 4 heroes, really great. As I have now uncommon altruistic banker, and I try to save her life as much as I can, as she does like a lot of damage in my team. And I'm okay, go. It's really, I think it's really great combination, and we see them really very often. Last time and this time, I see them. They're quite popular couple in the game.
Yeah, 7 seconds. We got Tokyo 111 on the left going up against Singapore 149 on the right. This should be a good one. Here we go. Kuro on the
Oh my
left,
goodness.
1 of 9 from the clan, knocked out. It's all uncommons on the left, 5 rares on the right.
But
So
look,
I've
the
faced this
second.
account.
Yes, which one? The one on the
Uh,
right, the
the
SSDS?
one on the right. They
Yeah.
are unbelievably strong. What they're doing right now to both of these
Mhm.
squads, they did to my full rare lineup. Like it wasn't even. I didn't do any damage.
Yep. It looks like each individual lineup can only fight a maximum of 2 lineups from the opposite side. Remember, only 9 lineups from each side, right? So numerically, you can be knocked out of it pretty quickly. We're on our second member of the lineup from SSDS on the right, Milanello. I like that name. That rolls off the tongue. Milanello.
Milanello. Milanello. This is so much better now that I can hear. That's wonderful.
No kidding, right? Hey, I can actually have a conversation now.
Yeah, I was hoping I wasn't just gonna scream over the top of both of you. You know?
Much better this way. I love it.
More stuns this time around. Look, we're seeing a
Yes,
lot of stun characters.
Milanello was not able to knock out 2 lineups. So we've got our third lineup on the right versus our fourth lineup on the left. Bunch of uncommons on the right. This is Tokyo making a comeback. Singapore had the early lead from the first. Now it's 4 versus 5. Our lineup on the left was able to defeat 2.
Oh, and I love the lineup from SSDC. And look, he has Devil Follower with altruistic banker and also Swift Blade, who can also attack the back row. So could you imagine
Yes.
3 heroes attacking the back row? I think this is great.
Yep.
Great
You see
lineup.
how quick the unstoppable force on the right got knocked out? Those back rows get max damage from the guns and books. This is so much fun to see play out. Looks like Kato is going to win this one, but Kato took significant damage. It's going to be 5v5. Let's see how strong the SSDS. This is free boat. We got 5 rares, an uncommon.
A lot of uncommon weapons on the right, though.
Mhm.
All uncommon weapons on the right, so they're not getting nearly as much damage as they would have.
Yep. Lone werewolf on the right, on the bottom. That does have the ability with that 6th skill, right? To stun for 4 seconds. So if you get enough skill unlocks, that's another one that can stun along with the Amazon warrior. 6v5, about to be 6v6. See the stun going right now over the Black Sapphire's head. And here we go. All tied up, 6v6. We got 6
Oh,
rares
wow.
on the left. I think I see at least 1 uncommon on the right. Both uncommons out. Only 3 rares left. Ken D. Lowe is going to take this one out. This one's going to come down to the wire. We have number 7 on the right versus 6 on the left. Tokyo versus Singapore. This might be the best fight we've seen so
Rocco's
far.
strong.
There's your telekinetic woman on the
Rocco's
front
strong.
row, along with the lone werewolf. You see the unstoppable force. You see the devil's follower, the altruistic banker. This Roko lineup on the left. This is the new meta that's been evolving. Looking strong, taking a lot of damage though. 7v7. It's going to be 7v8. Roko took a lot of damage on that one though. I see 2 guns, a sword, a dagger, an axe.
Well, you know, the interesting thing about having the telekinetic woman, the support character in the tank position is that look at that 62, 64, 67,000 damage done. Holy cow. The
Massive.
interesting thing about having the support on the front is that if the tanks are weak in damage and the meta
8v9.
has been a lot of books,
Yes.
then
Yes.
your support can survive on the front because they're not taking the damage from the tanks, and you don't have a lot of axes or hammers on the middle row if they have a lot of books. So it's interesting.
Yep. This is our final lineup on the right. The lineup on the right has to take out 2 teams on the left. And I don't think they're going to have enough lineup left to do it.
Nope.
This is a good back and forth battle the entire way. Looking like Tokyo 1-1-1 takes the win. Congratulations, Tokyo. We got 3 winners in Clan War so far. Our first winner was Pokyo. Pokyo. Our first winner was Moscow 116. Our second winner, Paris 118. Now we got Tokyo 1-1-1. Next up will be Istanbul 2-1-9 versus Kiev 2-6-9. That should be a good one.
Should be real
Istanbul,
good.
versus Kiev. After that, we'll have Sydney versus Sao Paulo, Hong Kong versus Buenos Aires, Lagos versus Taipei. That's the Azra team, that Lagos 1-1-1. We know that one's really, really strong. And then Seoul 2-5-5 I think that probably our favorites, if we were to look at strength and strength alone of the clans, isn't it Tokyo 111 and Lagos 111? They're the two strongest strength wise. I can actually share that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And from personal experience, not even just looking at strength, from looking at the lineups and the players that I've faced in Hero Mountain, I've
Mhm.
got to tell you that I'm leaning with Lagos. I'm leaning with I believe that's the Khufu King, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to lean towards Khufu King. Facing so many of those lineups in Hero
Mhm.
Mountain and just getting decimated
Yeah.
over and over and over again, because it feels like they've been strengthening and strengthening. It's that's what it's felt like from firsthand experience. But I
Yes.
don't know. We'll see.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think we're going to see some common names pop up, right? We'll see Khufu King. We'll see Yugupan that's coming up in Taipei 238. We'll see Rain in a couple different, right? We saw Rain already in Ho Chi Minh. We'll see Rain
Mhm.
from Hong Kong 171. We'll see, I guess, Khufu King in a couple different ones as well, right? I think he's both in Sydney and in Lagos. Egg should come up as well. I think Egg is Egg in Khufu Kings? I
I
think
don't
I
think
think
so.
Egg's along with
Could
Khufu
be.
King. Is he not?
I don't think so, to be honest. I'm not sure, but
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
so.
so.
Yeah. I can look up. I think I've got some of the lineups. I'll grab it in a sec. Very cool. Yeah.
Did see the fried egg though. I wonder if that's a derivative of
Could
the
absolutely be.
famous,
Yep.
the infamous egg.
Yep. No doubt. About 30 seconds to our next fight. This is going to be Istanbul 219 versus Kiev 269. Istanbul versus Kiev. This should be a good one. Clan 9 versus Clan 9. I always like to see who goes in and renames their clans and renames their districts and renames everything. See, Azra Elite renamed theirs. Ridiculous renamed his.
Yeah, it's
Oh, we
interesting.
got
Most people
ridiculous
don't do
down
that.
there.
hmm It's not that expensive, right? To rename
Yeah,
the clan
It's
name.
like
I
10
think it's just
GMT maybe.
10 GMT or something like that.
It's not
Here we
expensive.
go. Istanbul 219 on the left, Kiev 269 on the right. Clan 9 versus Clan 9, by the way. In battle, and here we go.
More books. Books, books,
Yeah.
books
Yeah,
everywhere.
5 books on the left and an axe. You can see the difference, right? The rare books on the right have the red eye in the middle. The ones on the left are uncommon books, it looks like, on rare heroes. You can see a massive difference. A rare hero
How
with an
intimidating
uncommon
is
book
that?
versus a rare
Just
hero with a rare book.
like a dragon's eye in the middle of a book. It's a
So
little
awesome
disturbing.
looking. Yeah.
It's
I don't
sick.
think
Yeah.
I don't think the art gets enough credit in Gas Hero. Like the way
Yeah,
that
it's
the
good.
weapons and the pets and the heroes all upgrade and the stuff that's going on, pretty cool. I see a telekinetic woman on the right, an altruistic banker on the right. That's a field medic, bottom right, isn't it? That one's a great one too. Black Sapphire.
Yeah,
It's funny
actually,
to
Lot of
see the
healing.
black sapphires that have
hmm
like 6 skills unlocked, because it seems like they never die.
hmm So that lineup on the right was able to knock out 2 lineups on the left. Now we have the third lineup on the left versus the second lineup on the right. See another field medic. Think field medic's becoming the most popular support member to throw in along with this kind of stun meta? Or are you guys seeing other ones commonly used?
I saw a lot of chatter on X about Field Medic being OP and PvP from the last one of the last wars. I think it was actually the last gas war. I saw a
Yeah,
lot of chatter about Field Medic. I
yeah.
haven't used her personally.
It feels like, your Devil's Follower has an ability to do some healing. And so maybe you can pair Devil's Follower with that later skill open along with one other maybe support that can heal all or heal the lowest. And then do you do an instant heal? Do you do a slow heal over time? How much those 4th skills and 6th skills and 7th skills are opened on the characters can make a massive difference on the high end of PvP for sure.
So
5th
I
lineup on the
have
left, 4th on the right. Go ahead.
I can tell you this, James. I have 3 healers and 1 Devil's
Mhm.
Follower in my lineup. And
Yeah.
the Devil's Follower does more healing than the healers do.
Really? That's
Yeah, I swear
fascinating.
to you. Yes, it is unreal.
Do you have
Yeah.
any skills in the skill tree upgraded?
Yes.
That helps.
Yes, I certainly do.
Yeah.
Artificial empathy is close, If you can
Okay.
unlock the 4th skill on artificial empathy, and I believe Arctic Sheriff as well, they start 50%, 60%, 70% boosting all healing powers. So if you can unlock the 4th skill on those healing characters and start boosting up the percentages, you can just
Yeah.
get massive, massive heals on those characters.
Wow. Very cool. Very cool. See a
And then same
telekinetic
with Devil's
woman
Follow.
on the right with her book, back there in the back row, holding strong, knocking people out. We're up to our 6th lineup on the left, just our 4th lineup on the right. This will be the 2nd lineup that this character on the right, this lineup on the right, knocks out. So it'll be the end of both. We should be moving on to 7th on the left and 5th on the right. Here we go. Team on the left only has 3 lineups left. They need to do some serious damage. This one's got, I'm guessing that common's probably a Genesis, right? Down there, bottom left, 2 rares, 3 uncommons. Team on the
This
left
might be
getting
a noob
knocked out
question, but
quick.
is there any way to tell from looking at this battle itself
Any way to tell
without
what?
seeing like the preview?
Tell the
If
Genesis?
it's a Genesis.
I'm sure that there probably is, right? I'm trying to think visually within the game, other than it being a lower rarity, which would kind of clue you in to their Genesis, which means they often have much better base stats, maybe more skill unlocks, more stuff going on, right? I think was it one of Rain's accounts we were looking at that the base stats, Anastasia, you talked about this on one of your spaces, didn't you? The base stats were like double on some of his Genesis that he had in his lineup versus a typical one of the same rarity.
Yeah, exactly. It seems that it's the case in many in many cases when the Genesis has really greater stats than regular. But to be honest, it's also a case like a question to me how to identify Genesis. It's only the way when you have all rares and 1 common, for example, and you just try to match them. Like why? What is he doing there? But when it's all the same rarity, I think it's almost impossible to identify.
Final lineup on the left. This team is not going to be able to hang with it. SSDS, which is our Kiev 269 on the right, has pulled it out. Congratulations, Kiev 269. You will be joining in the next round Tokyo, Paris, and Moscow. Next fight up in about 3 minutes going to be Sydney 182, versus Sao Paulo 141. Sydney 162 versus Sao Paulo 141. Then, of course, we have Hong Kong versus Buenos Aires. I think the Hong Kong team should be pretty strong, but the Buenos Aires team's strong too, right, Junkie?
Yep. They actually, I'm not super familiar with this particular Buenos Aires team. I know that it was not us. We got sabotaged by the social aspect of the game. Thanks so much, everybody. But,
I want to hear Dish. Give
do you really want to hear
some,
this? Because I
a
talked to
little bit.
my guild
Have
about
fun with
it, and they said to name and shame, but I'm not going to name and shame. So
Here's my
I'll
view.
get the story in
Let me
real
give my
quick.
view first, and then you can give the story. I think
I'm sorry, go
that the
ahead.
social experiment of the game is one of the most fun parts. And I get that, like, if you're the one being social experimented on, it can be very frustrating, right? But the idea that you can build a really strong lineup and that you have a move item in the game and you have an ability to move around and join a different clan and join a different guild and join a different district. And that as a part of that moving around, if you move at the right time, you might be able to swoop in and take over a leadership role, I think is fascinating. And then it leads those clans and guilds and districts to have to be able to defend against such a move and be ready and watching in the final hours, the final minutes to see if somebody strong is trying to swoop in and steal control of your district. If you were to swoop in and steal control of somebody's district, you would have an ability to even remove members from that district, right? But my thoughts, and correct me if I'm wrong, Chunky, I can't become a district leader unless I'm a lower level leader in order to be able to compete in that district. So wouldn't you have to swoop in and take over the clan and then take over a guild to even compete to take over the district to be able to boot people out? Right. So there's probably a period of time there where the previous district leader can fight. So describe to me what you experienced. What happened?
So what happened was it had nothing to do with the district leader or anything like that. We had set up in our guild 81 people all working together cohesively as a team with the same understanding and same goals, except for one person. That one person hopped in the last minute after we agreed not to battle each other for the guildmaster position, stole the guildmaster position, and then held everyone hostage unless we adhered to the demands of this person. And then this person started kicking all of the strongest players. So he took all of the strongest players out of the clan.
But guild doesn't have power to kick people out of the clan. Only the district leader can, right?
No.
Oh,
The
the
guildmaster was removing.
Guildmaster
The
can.
guild master can
The
remove.
guildmaster.
Okay. Yep. There you
Yep.
go.
So that's what
Wow,
happened.
Chunky, it's
And
like a drama, you know? It's like a
Yeah.
drama.
Here's
well, we
Sydney
were all
182 on the
weaker.
left versus Sao Paulo 141 on the right. This has
there's
got Khufu King in as well. I think Khufu King might be three of these clans, or at least has
So
some
Khufu
characters
King
in
has
three of these.
really
Oh,
figured out a lot of the meta here. The Khufu King is not just it's not just all about strength and pure rare weapons and pets. I think Khufu King has really figured out a lot of the formulas here.
No doubt, no doubt, and it feels like the biggest whales in the game have also figured out strategies to have multiple lineups, right? Multiple lineups maybe spread out over different districts and different cities and different areas, which can help as well. Khufu King 03, which is Azra on the left. We're gonna have Azra come up, Azra Elite later, which is Lagos 111. So we're gonna see a couple different Azra clans that come through. Massive damage, 26,000 versus 7,000. Just dealing it out. This is Khufu King's second lineup. His first lineup cleared 2 lineups on the right. His second lineup is likely going to clear 2 lineups on the right. 6 rares versus 6 rares and just mowing through them.
That's what I was talking about earlier. The power of some of these lineups, even against full other rare lineups, is just unreal.
Yep. We got 4 books on the right. Look like 3 uncommon books and 1 rare book. And you see it's just not hanging. Khufu King's lineups. It's worth people investigating what he's doing with his pets, with his weapons, with his code names. I see Altruistic Banker. I see Trailblazer up there wearing his Steppin' shirt up in the front. Devil's Follower on his back row. Look at the gun on Devil's Follower. How cool does that thing look with those rare guns? His Trailblazer has a rare gun as well. You see in those red eyes on those rare books. That's an Amazon Warrior back left, right?
There, James.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazon Warrior got knocked out quick. That's another one of the code names that then has the ability to do the stun if she has her 4th skill unlocked. Her 4th skill can disarm somebody from the opposite team for 8 seconds.
Do you have firsthand the Death's Hand 4th skill? If anybody can look at that, I don't have it pulled up and I don't know.
Death's Hand 4th skill. I don't, but I can look it up real quick. I can look it up in my app right here, and we can actually show it on screen if we need to. I'm going to go to Market. I'll go to Hero. Death's Hand is an Evolutionist, so I'll do Evolutionist. Death's Hand. Confirm. Clicking into 1. And the 4th skill on Death's Hand is each successful attack steals 5% of the target's speed for 10 seconds. Stackable up to 5 times, consuming 3 MP. So it's able to speed up your character, it sounds like, by stealing it from somebody on the other side. So you slow down the other team and speed your own. That's pretty handy. 6 lineup on the left. This is our final lineup on the right. Numerically, our team on the right will be out of it. Khufu King with the second Azra team looking really, really strong. That's Sydney 182. Sydney 182 with the win there. Joining in with Kyiv, Tokyo, Paris, and Moscow now. We've got 2 fights left. Our next fight is going to be Hong Kong 171. That'll be fun to watch versus Buenos Aires 125. Then we have the bigger Azra team, I believe. Azra Elite is Lagos 111 versus Taipei 238. And then we'll finish off with a bye, which will go instantly fast. And we'll be bringing in our guest for the 8-minute break. That's going to be Seoul 255, Clan 5. That'll be in. So 3 fights left. 3 fights left to go. Here's our Hong Kong versus Buenos Aires. Then we got Lagos 111 versus Taipei 238. And then Seoul on our bye. We got 3-minute breaks in between each fight and then an 8-minute break at the round. Should be good. I like it. I'm excited to bring our guest in. It's going to be fun to see what he's got set up for us. Very cool.
Absolutely. Chunky, so what's happening with, like, what is the result of the guy who got the Guildmaster position?
Yes, the theft.
Really
Okay.
interesting.
So this is what happened. They started removing all of the strongest players one by one from the clans, and initially their manifesto to everyone was that they demanded that equal pay from the wars be distributed out to every member. But slowly that manifesto sort of devolved into angry, screaming, yelling, like insulting. And so we all just decided to go hands off while this person continued to remove strongest players from the clans. Ultimately, it turned into the temporary hijacker saying that, well, it's all about strength. It's all about strength. You'll see, you'll see, you'll see. And then they never applied to be the guildmaster for the arena last night. And so we took over.
So you were able to retake
correct.
back over the guild?
So we took it back over, not in time, obviously, to get our strongest players back into the clans.
You got to re-add.
So,
For those watching,
a very, very different
you have
result.
to have the lineup set before the snapshot for registration, right? So there's a registration snapshot. So you could actually add them in the final seconds and have them not actually be added into the clans. Because it has to be before that snapshot's taken for registration, and then they're in. So have you booted?
So my clan,
have you booted the offending person?
I haven't followed up with it. I've been trying to chat a little bit, and but after last night when we saw that we took the guild back over, we all just sort of took a sigh of relief and just haven't messed with it yet. We have a meeting today to go over it, but we had the strongest clan in the guild. My clan did, and then magically we didn't win the first battle. So because we
if you knocked out the strongest players out of your clan, then you're no longer the strongest clan. Yeah, I want to say that if you try to remove somebody during Gas War post-registration, it tells you can't remove them until the Gas War is over. I think that's right, doesn't it? I think it pops up a message. Chat, let us know. I'm pretty sure. Here we go. This is our next fight. It's going to be Hong Kong 171 on the left, Buenos Aires 125 on the right. One of Rain's clans going up against one of the SSDS clans. Looks like the first lineup on the left, the telekinetic woman is stunned on the left. Stunning and dealing out stuns and becoming stunned yourself. 2 books on the right. Rain's going to knock out 2. So 2 lineups successfully knocked out by the first lineup on the left. Let's see if his second lineup on the left can knock out 2 on the right again.
Actually,
I like Rain's lineup here.
Unstoppable Force.
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, just want to say that I see more time like Unstoppable Force this time with the book. Maybe because of his like crit damage possibility as a force kill. As look, he's almost in all the lineups. Like it's pretty interesting. I think last time he wasn't so popular as this one.
Yeah, he knocked out 2 lineups on the right quick. So for those that were watching, it was Black Sapphire along with Ape Commander. It was Unstoppable Force along with Devil's Follower. And on the back row, he had Telekinetic Woman, and it's the new beta. Without a doubt, it's the new beta working its way through, which is awesome. Ooh, I see what our guest is doing down on the bottom in the preview. That looks
so
fun.
many telekinetic women.
Oh wow, justify 1 decommissioned unit.
We only have 2 lineups left on the right. This is an all uncommon lineup. I do not think Buenos Aires is going to be able to hang.
Yeah, the damage bar up there on the left is not budging. It doesn't look like. My goodness. HP bar, rather. Sorry.
Here's Egg. Egg might be able to knock out 2, but there's only 1 lineup left. I told you Egg was going to be on Rain's team. I was thinking he was. Oh, maybe I was thinking he was tied up with Kufa King.
Yeah,
Eggs with Rain. Eggs with Rain in Hong Kong 171. Mowing through SSDS. SSDS in the past, some of their clans have been really, really strong. They might not got the best randomized pool going into the first round because Hong Kong 171, that looks like a potent lineup. That's got to be one of the favorites to make it to the finals, don't you both think?
Yeah, now I want to say that SSDS, Buenos Aires, is not their primary city, I didn't think.
Correct.
Where's their primary city?
Yep. I've got it. Let me go grab it.
Kyiv? I think it's Kyiv.
I think Kyiv.
Kyiv, yeah.
Yeah, it is Kyiv, right?
Yep. And they're Kyiv.
That's why I was surprised to see some of them in Buenos Aires.
Yep. Their Kyiv lineup's already in the finals. It's Kyiv 269, I believe. So far we have Moscow 116, Paris 118, Tokyo 111, Kyiv 269, Sydney 182, Hong Kong 171. We've got 2 fights left. So we got the main Azra clan, Azra Elite. That's Lagos 111. It's going to fight Ridiculous, which is Taipei 238. And then we've got a bye, and then we'll bring in our guest. Very cool. You guys keep talking. I'm going to go grab something real quick.
So, Chunky, now you have relief after this situation happened?
Oh, look, I'm telling you. So it was funny how it played out. We have multiple group chats because there are different languages, you know. So in one of the group chats, one of the players was like, "Oh man, it's so great that we don't have any drama in our guild." As I was going in to type what was
Not yet,
happening.
Junkie, not yet, you know?
Well, that's
You
what the
never
person
know.
said that, and I'm just laughing, thinking to myself, like, there are a couple of pieces to it. One, it is funny and it is part of the game. The other part of it is that there's actually a lot of GMT that was lost because of this. And not just lost that went to one person, lost altogether for everyone because there were so many players displaced and moved around. And so, shame on us. We've taken measures to make sure and secure the guild that this doesn't happen again. But it's a sort of a warning to everybody that's out there playing that doesn't have the organization set. And you really, really need to make sure that you're organized, you're structured, that you're on the same page with all of your clan chiefs, that everybody has the same ideology and the same goals. Because if not, I mean, I'm not exaggerating what happened. It literally happens. But the person actually tried to sell our guild and got banned from the Discord.
Actually,
I
we
don't
saw
know.
several
It's been a
times
little
like,
bit of drama. It's been a spectacle, you know.
wow, 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 wow. Yeah, I saw several times people trying to sell the guild, but I have no clue that one of them was your guild.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, and there's nothing we can do except for sit back and laugh and make sure that we're stronger than the person that hijacked it, which is what we did. But of course, you know, it'll take we're recovered now. But anyway, here we go.
Oh, we have another game. James, you're muted.
I didn't
Yeah.
mute myself. I don't know who muted me.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
unmuted now. Yep.
This is the first time
Lagos
we've seen
111 on the
ridiculous, I
left.
believe.
Taipei 238 on the right. Yep. So this is our
So
main
ridiculous
Azure
as
plan.
hot and heavy onto the X world, onto the timeline. It's been fun to watch since since taking over one of those I forget the guild spots.
Yeah, the Taipei Guild.
It's interesting, guys. Look, we have on the left Field Medic, and on the right we have Charming Attorney, and I think they're the only heroes who can do unstun with a skill, with the first skill. And I think in this time we see them more often because a new meta was invented with stun skills. So it's really interesting.
Indeed. It's going to be a second lineup versus second lineup. Here's Khufu Kings. I think this is his strongest account, isn't it? Khufu King Azra. Interesting they put him second in the lineup on the left.
To be honest with you, James, I've faced 2 or 3 of them that were around
Equally
as
dominant.
strong as each other. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was telling you earlier. Like, I don't know because there were so many of them. There were multiple Kufa King accounts that I felt like got stronger after the first week of Hero Mountain.
Yeah, fair. Third lineup on the left, fourth lineup on the right.
Look at
Here's
all those
Yugapon.
books.
Look at how they're
Oh, it is
glowing red on the right. It looks like blood dripping down the screen. How cool looking is that? That's got to be a debuff, right? Not enough, though.
Iron Lady.
Ultima not having luck coming up against Yugapon. Let's see if Yugapon can knock out a second lineup from Azra on the left.
Looks like it. Too many uncommon weapons over there.
4v4. This is the fourth lineup on both sides. Yugapon has now knocked out 2 lineups, so Yugapon's going to be gone as well. Only 2 lineups that Yugapon's able to do. 5 lineup versus 5 lineup. This is Red B versus R Body. I'm seeing a shield come up instantly on the left. Look at how similar with the characters. I'm seeing Altruistic Banker and Devil's Follower on the left. The support characters top back on the left. That's the one high. That's High Priestess that can heal all 6. Red B knocks out the first lineup. 5th lineup left versus 6th lineup right. This is good. This is gonna be a good finish. This is gonna be close all the way.
And I believe High Priestess also has a skill that can unlock that does a little bit more damage, I believe.
Could totally see that. See multiple bows on the left, 3 bows at least. Then we got our 6th lineup on the left versus 7th on the right. Deadly Nightshade all the way in the back row. Support on the back row. Rocket Scientist on the right on the back row. Seeing one of those lone werewolves up front, a tank along with the black sapphire.
On the right, the Professor Dark
6v8.
Matter with that gun was doing a lot of damage, but then it got knocked out and changed the tides completely.
Yep. Saw that red debuff on the left. That's so cool looking. I gotta investigate what that one is. That looks awesome. You guys know when you see the red blood raining on the screen over a character?
Could it be the historical linguist debuff?
Could be. Chat, help us out. Chat, if you're watching right now, tell us in chat what debuff that is. Could be a buff. I assume it's a debuff. 7th lineup on the left, I am GMT versus the 8th lineup on the right.
Oh, there's our boy. That's our boy that got kicked from my clan. Look
Warlock
at that.
is strong.
Oh,
No
really?
doubt about it.
Yep. He got kicked, so he had to move around a little bit.
Warlock's gonna have to knock out 3 lineups from the left. Not possible. So numerically, the team on the right, Ridiculous, is gonna be out of it. Great fight. The Azra, top Azra elite team, Lagos 111, going to be knocked out, it looks like. Actually, other way around, right? Lagos 111, they're the one that have the extra lineups ready. So they're going to win, and Ridiculous on the right is going to be the one that's knocked out. Taipei 238. Warlock doing damage, but he can only take out 2 lineups.
Warlock, man.
So Azra's going to have 1 lineup left. Warlock's awesome. So you got Unstoppable Force. I can see the Devil's Follower. Great team. Be fun to look into Warlock's lineup, see exactly what it is.
I also saw really often in Nasra Mediaticon. She's a supporter, and you know that she can grant additional MP with the 4 skills for the allies. So I think it's a really cool combination as well, and I saw they use it too often.
Yeah, for sure. Our final match is going to be a bye, so Soul 255 will win that one. That's going to be, I guess that's going to go off in 2 minutes and 38 seconds. I don't know why. I think last time it went off immediately. And then we're going to see how these teams match up in the next round. This could be huge, seeing Moscow, Paris, Tokyo, Kyiv, Sydney, Hong Kong, Lagos, and Seoul. Who is going to match against who in the next round? We're down to 8. We'll fight 4v4. Then we'll be down to our final 4. We'll fight 2v2 to be down to our finals. Our final teams, 1 versus 1. I'm looking through the strengths. Let's do this before we have that bye match come up, and then we'll bring up our guests. As I'm looking through the strengths, it looks like the strongest clan currently in is that Hong Kong 171. Their combined strength is 2709. Our next strongest clan, I believe, is Moscow 116. That was 2611 for the strength. Then we have Lagos and Kyiv that are both in the 2500s. Slightly ahead, the Lagos 111. Those are those Azra All-Stars. They're at 2539 on the strength. Kyiv 269, at 2519 on the strength. And then we have a few in the 2400 range. Sydney 182 looks like they are 2405. That's one of the Khufu King clans. And then we have Taipei 238. That was the Ridiculous clan that just got knocked out. They're at 2423. So it looks like that kind of 2700 to 2400 are the top clans as far as strengths. But when you look on the other end of the spectrum, we had a couple clans make it with only 1600 strengths all the way up to this 8v8 finals. So earning some significant GMT there, which is pretty cool.
I wanted to throw this out there too. I got a couple of messages on Twitter. Apparently, the Genesis have the glowing action bar. So the action bar is glowing.
You can look at the action bar, you see it's glowing, and then it's Genesis.
Nice.
So visually, you can see it in the fight. Good to know. We'll have to look out for that because we'll definitely see some Genesis characters come up. 24 seconds until our bye fight. Then we should be able to see who the game picks to match against who for the finals, and we'll bring up our guest. I'm seeing the guest down below in the preview. This is going to be fun, getting all prepared down there to get dragged up. We'll have to bring up 2 screens for him. He'll be over on the left as his webcam, and then over on the right, he'll have another screen up as well. Lagos automatically, it looks like, winning that. And here comes our final matchups. So we're going to have Seoul 255 on the left versus Paris 118. Then Tokyo is going to go up against Hong Kong. Then we got Sydney versus Lagos and Kyiv versus Moscow. This is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. We should have 8 minutes. Actually, it looks like 4.5 minutes. They must have cut that in half. 4.5 minutes. Seoul, Paris, Tokyo, Hong Kong, Sydney, Lagos, and Kyiv, Moscow. Let's go ahead and bring up our guest now. There he is, Mr. Armandi himself.
Hey, what up, guys?
How are you, Armandi?
Double Armandi.
Double Armandis. I love it. I love it. I think I can actually take here and I think there's a way I can make you big. Can I make you big like this? Look at the Armandi avatar.
Armandi persona, Armandi avatar here. Actually, guys, I didn't thought it was going to work on StreamYard, but actually it's working. So this is the 3D avatar that you create with the Apple Vision. So what do you guys think about it?
It looks awesome. Like I can definitely tell. There we go. We got you dragged over. I can definitely tell it's an AI, and it definitely doesn't look like 100% human and your skin. It looks like an avatar, but the ability for it to track your face, your eyebrows, your eye clothing, your eyes closing, your mouth movements, all of it, that's really spooky.
Hey,
Armandi.
Anita, how are you? How are you, Anita?
Muy bien, gracias.
Eso. I wanted to see that smile. There you go. You see, this is the part, James. So once that you start using this kind of technology, you actually start to understand why this is going to be part of the future. Like it's different. Like for example, I've been talking with my friend Johnny using the persona, and he just forgets about it. Like seriously, you just forget. And these things are going to become better and better, but you can see me on the other screen. I'm talking.
Let me see your hands up in front. How cool is that? And you can see through them.
Wow.
Very cool. Can you pitch and zoom and do things within the avatar itself to change the avatar?
But just check it out. Okay, so check. This is not my hand. If you see, I'm missing this finger, but the avatar is putting a finger on me.
Wow! Wow! It's putting up fake hands for you.
Yeah, this is not me. Like this is a 3D avatar, and it's just copying everything that I'm just doing. So and I'm able right now to see you guys in this big screen where actually I was going to worry because I'm able to watch my other screens while I'm using the Apple Vision. I'm able to watch my screens in my computer. But for example, I had a delay in the computer with the video, but in here I'm watching the battles with you guys in real time. So it feels like the future.
Very cool. I made your webcam big now, so we can see your room and see what you got going on with your vertical monitor and the other stuff
this
around.
Is not Kung Fu Panda. This is not Kung Fu Panda. It's another word. I thought you guys you see the crown
Kukin.
here. Yeah.
Is it Kukin?
Yes, it's another word. It's not Kung Fu King. It's another word, but
a different king.
It's
Kukin
a different king. It's another upcoming king. No, wait, no.
It's not Kukin King? It's Kukin with a crown. It looks like Kukin King.
No, you know what? I'm grateful of the guilds that I've been. Like for example, I'm with Ashra and with Bitcoiner, with X Hero, and even with Ridiculous that I just joined. It's like each of them they have different set of different play styles, and it's amazing just to be able to see how they manage the many different ways to do these kind of things. At the end, as a social experiment, I think the more we I know money is involved, but the more we get into the mechanics, the better we become to understand it, and the more we get hooked because actually it starts to feel like a real life. We were doing the other day this calculation with Anita there in Miami. Yeah. That, for example,
Armandi, we got 30 seconds before the next fight goes off. This is going to be Seoul 255.
Let's go.
Paris 118. Seoul 255 is going to be 1,619 strength. So this was actually the lowest strength guild to enter in that made it into the final 16 teams. Now we're down to our final 8 teams. That Seoul 255 on the left is going up against Paris 118 on the right. Paris 118 is 2,150 strength. So you're looking at a significant difference, like almost 500 strength difference between the two. Clearly, Seoul was able to win their last fight. Let's see how they go. We got Seoul on the left. We've got Paris on the right. The team on the left is going to be the lower strength of the two. Now, you see some common heroes over there. right? That would explain why maybe has a little bit lower strength. Another team of all common heroes on the left.
Obliterated.
Yeah.
Now they could put their well, there's another one this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the Soul team, this is the team that got the bye, right? So that would explain in part how they were able to push through the previous round. Getting a bye in the previous round gets them in a little bit more money coming into this round, which is good.
You know, I've seen in the meta Unstoppable Force. I've seen it, and every time that I had to challenge Unstoppable Force, I hate it. I don't know. That's my vendetta. So every time that I just see them, it's just like, no.
Indeed.
What's interesting because you have the book that will give 2 random characters the damage, but then you have that third after every second hit. You've got the one that does critical damage to a single row. So I mean, you've kind of got the best of both worlds.
Yes, and I think it's one of the strongest one actually. Like seriously, I like trying to beat in the mountain some people with cool lineups with a Unstoppable Force. It's been a pain for me in all my accounts.
Yeah, actually, Armando, I have the same. Yeah, with Unstoppable. When I see Unstoppable Force, they're no way, please.
So just a little thought. If you've got an unstoppable force with a book that has multiple defense attributes, that unstoppable force could also double as a tank if you want to somehow have 3.
I've not seen it be used on the
3
front
damage.
row though, right? I'm seeing a lot
You're
of
not seeing
Unstoppable
it,
Force
but
in
it
the
can
middle row
I
and the
never
back
seen
row.
it. Yes,
Yeah.
I never seen it in the front, just in the back and in the middle.
He looks
But-
like he should be a tank though.
But maybe,
Just a
guys,
thought experiment.
Mm-hmm.
I
It's our
just think
Just a
seventh
thought
lineup on the
experiment.
left from Soul. So this 7th lineup has to try to get a couple knocked out on the right. They're only up to their 5th lineup on the right. They don't want to be numerically out of it on Soul on the left. Looks like they put their strongest lineups towards the end.
Look at all those buffs on the right.
Mm-hmm. Triple
3
buff
buffs
on
on every
every
character.
single, yeah.
Crazy.
Looks like a shield buff on each one.
Also, I want to pay
shield
attention to the level of the pets as well, right?
Mm-hmm. That user 128914, isn't that one of the ones that made it near the end in the solo? I feel like that's a really strong team on the right. Only 2 lineups left on the left. We have a lot more than that left on the right. I think our Soul team is going to be numerically out of it.
But he's giving it all. This one is giving it all.
Absolutely. Shining Ball has a strong team. Let's see if he can mow through
Totally.
2. If he mows through 2, he'll take out the 5th and 6th lineup on the right. So then the final lineup on the left would have to take out 7, 8, 9. Not possible.
So we have the Blessed Child. I think Blessed Child is one of the good tanks around the meta as well.
Looks like smaller pets maybe on the right and the left. You can definitely tell a difference seeing a rare pet versus uncommon pets. Final lineup on the left from Soul. Only our 6th lineup on the right from Paris.
So I could be wrong here. Somebody can correct me, but I believe with the pets, if you level up the tier, but do not level up the rarity, I believe the tier still changes the appearance of the pet during the battle.
You're right. You're
Somebody
right.
can correct me if I'm
Yeah,
wrong.
you're right.
Yes, totally.
So it could be very misleading too if you see a lineup full of what looks like rare pets, for instance.
Yeah. But the opposite's not true, right? You can't have a rare pet that's in the lower tiers. It's not like you can have
not at
a
all.
rare level 1 or a rare level 2. The,
Yes,
the rare
totally.
has to
No,
be
no,
the
no.
higher levels. Yep.
It can
Paris
just be a little
118 pulling that
misleading.
out. We got 3 fights left for this round. Tokyo 111 versus Hong Kong 171. Then we have Sydney 182 versus Lagos 111. Then we have Kyiv 269 versus Moscow 116. Let's go through their strengths and try to compare. So for Seoul, we know they were significantly behind in strength. That was a 1619 strength going up against Paris, which was a 2150. Tokyo 111 is going to be a 2239 strength. Hong Kong 171 is going to be a 2709. That's rain strength. So that's the strongest as far as strength clan that's in the entire war. So you would think that Hong Kong has the edge going into this one, but we know that Tokyo team fought really, really well. They're 2239 strength, so about 500 strength behind. Then we're going to have Sydney 182. Sydney is coming in. That's the Khufu King, or at least one of the Khufu King, 2405. So good strength number for Signy. Lagos 111. This is the Azra Elite. We know that they're really strong. So they're at 2539. So if you look at 2405 versus 2539, this might be our closest fight. I would have to give the slight edge maybe to Azra, but that should be a really, really close one. And then our final one of this round is going to be Kyiv 269 going up against Moscow. Kyiv 269 is at 2519. Moscow 116 is at 2611. So that's going to be really, really close as well, right? 2519 versus 2611 should be fun to see. Got about a minute 20 left before the next fight goes off. What do you guys think as far as favorites? Clearly, we got Paris in, maybe Hong Kong, Lagos, and then not sure Kyiv versus Moscow. Who are your favorites? What is it looking like, Chunky?
I'm feeling Hong Kong and Lagos Azra Elite. Those are my two favorites.
Your two favorites?
Yeah.
That's your prediction for the finals.
That's it. That's my prediction for the finals.
Armandi, the same?
Me too. I agree with that.
Yeah. What do you think? Anastasia, who's the dark horse? Who's going to come in here and be Yugapan or Egg? be that dark horse lineup?
It's an interesting
question, right? Yeah.
To be honest, I don't know yet.
No?
I think I agree with guys for the finals, but I think also Kyiv is quite strong.
I totally see that. Yeah.
Let's see how it will
That'll play out. Kyiv is that SSDS clan, 2519. They're there on the strength. It makes sense that they could overcome Moscow in this round and maybe give Lagos, which is our Azra team, or Hong Kong, which is our Rain clan, a run. A lot of it's going to be depending on who matches who in the next round to be able to get into the semifinals and finals. We'll see. I mean, what happens if the two strongest go against each other?
Just check it out. The pet of that high priestess. Just check it out. It's
massive.
6.
Yeah, with the crab.
No, with the other one, with the Trent.
The Trent, yeah.
I see it.
Level 6.
Gotta be a level 5, right?
It's 5 or 6. I don't know.
I think 5's the max.
I've never seen that.
5's the max, yeah.
Okay, so level 5.
That's cool.
Unreal.
To see. Fully evolved, right? Yeah. This is Tokyo.
Looks
on
like
the
that
left,
guy from
Hong
the
Kong on the right. Go ahead.
What is that movie? The oh my goodness.
Yeah, Groot.
Groot. Yeah, looks like Groot.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Totally.
Yeah,
that's the important, and it's. I think when teams start to polish their lineups, especially these bigger teams, they start to check it out all the attributes of the pets, because every time that you level up these pets, you get new boost attributes, right? And that part, I think, whales need to check that more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you also have to be very, very careful about leveling up the tier of a pet without leveling up the rarity and the chance you're taking there. Because you
Kato there had double buffs on each one of the characters. You can see the Rain's team on the right still taking it out even with the buffs. Strong teams still taking buffs out. That's interesting.
No,
unstoppable
that
gun.
telekinetic woman, the
Say it again. Say it again, Armandi. Telekinetic woman. Telekinetic. You got it.
The telekinetic woman is so OP. Like that skill. Every time you attack it, you have a chance to get stunned, right? So if it's strong enough, pretty much you can stun the whole battle people without any suffering that much.
Yeah. How do you say telekinetic in Spanish?
Telekinético. Telekinético.
Telekinético. Nice. Not even far off. Yeah.
Actually,
you weren't expecting anything crazy there, James.
Did you see where the telekinetic woman on the left stunned the telekinetic woman on the right, and she had the stars swirling around her head? That was fun to see.
But that's, guys, that's when speed, I think, makes so much sense when you have the same heroes, code names. The speed, it's like.
Here's Egg on the right. Egg with 3 books. You see the medic back there on the back row, along with the nun. I see the Devil's Follower on the middle, along with Unstoppable Force. Up front, the telekinetic woman. Is that I'm forgetting the code name of the other one on the front. I know that one. Who is he?
By Robotic Soldier.
Biorobotic, of course, with his biorobotic.
So what Biorobotic does is he's got a defense buff that is giving everyone in his row
The
a buff,
line.
a defense buff.
Row.
Absolutely.
Actually,
Eighth lineup on the left. They're running out of lineups very quickly from the Tokyo, going up against the right with Egg
I saw
and
that.
Rain.
The Devil's Follower is given almost 900 HP boost as a heal to the other characters on Egg's lineup.
What?
Strong. Yeah. After every hit, or after every second hit.
We were talking about that earlier, Armandi, that when the Devil's Follower unlocks that fourth skill and has an ability to heal, might actually do better healing than some of your support healers do, which is wild. Especially if you upgrade the skill tree.
Totally. That fourth skill for many heroes, they're very powerful, but sometimes it's very difficult just to get that fourth skill, and it's part of the game, right? Just sometimes you need to take the decision to pick a level 1 from the store and level it up to see if you're lucky enough. Or
there we go.
I don't think
171.
There you go,
winner.
winner.
Be making it to the next round. Now we're gonna have Sydney versus Lagos. Finish up this round with Kiev versus Moscow. Yeah, I think a lot of times what people end up doing, Armandi, is they go to the marketplace if they're unsuccessful in leveling up characters and unlocking the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th skill, and they end up buying heroes that have those unlocked that are already, in the case of Rare, right, they'd be a level 40, and you can pay a lot more. Sometimes, 3, 4, 5 times the floor price for that hero to get 6 skills unlocked, 7 skills unlocked, which is fun to play with. Especially for
heroes with 4 skills, level 10 heroes with 4 skills, you can sell them at a premium.
Absolutely, because then they know, right? If it's only a level 10 and it already has 4 skills unlocked, you got a pretty good feeling that it's going to get 5, 6, 7 over the course of commons going up to 20 max, uncommons going up to 30 max, rares going up to 40 max. I remember somebody did an analysis and they're trying to see, okay, within the first 10 skills, depending on how many skills it unlocks within the first 10, how many does it unlock then? Does it correlate to the overall? They felt like in their initial sample that it didn't correlate, that you get a lot of unlocks or maybe a few unlocks in the final levels, right? Especially on the commons versus the uncommons and rares. But I have the same gut feel as you, Armandi. Even when it's just at level 10 and you're breeding with it, maybe it's got 2 breeds. If you already had 4 skills unlocked with the first 10, chances are, especially the uncommons and rares, they're going to have a lot towards the end.
And for example, I even saw that with my friend Johnny. We were looking for this hero, but it was just a common hero. And we were going to place it because he needed some strength in his lineup to beat EC5, I think so, right? So we bought that one, and he leveled up the hero, and it got the 4 skills. So instead of locking that hero, we sold it at the premium of 550 instead of 200 GMT. So those kind of things are pretty good to find out.
Yep.
You know, guys, I was lucky enough as last week I got Nuclear Martyr common with 5 skills unlocked. It's my first common with 5 skills. I was so happy. You can't imagine. It was like I won a jackpot,
Absolutely.
And did you keep it or not?
Yeah, I keep it. I use it in my lineup. Yeah.
30 seconds to our next fight. Sydney 182 on the left. Just a reminder that Sydney 182 is one of the clans that has Khufu King in it. 2405 for the strength on the left. Then we got Lagos 111 on the right. That's Azra Elite. That Lagos clan is going to be coming in at 2539. So Sydney at 2405. Lagos with Azra All-Stars, which is also Khufu King. So Khufu King fighting Khufu King. Bad draw for him, right? So 2539 on the strength on the right. 2405 on the left. This will be fun to see.
It's interesting. Look, we see support on the front line, Mediaticon, along with Black Sapphire. It's really interesting.
We might end up seeing that more and more, right? As I look at the simulations and my final results screens, my tanks deal out very little damage. Very little damage. They do a great job at taking in damage, but even if I put the best weapons on them, they don't deal out very much damage. So by going up against a lineup that's not designed to deal out damage to the front row, and then moving your support characters up to the front row, it's an interesting strategy.
Yeah, indeed.
That's why I mentioned the unstoppable force potentially as a tank. If you get at least two damage attributes on a rare book.
Yeah. We got Khufu on Khufu Crime happening right now. Khufu King 03 Azra on the left versus Khufu King Azra on the right.
Obliterated, but he got like pretty good pets.
We should get that trending on Twitter. Khufu on Khufu Crime.
Then this means Kung Fu Panda. This means that actually.
Yeah. Is that where Kung Fu King comes from? Kung Fu Panda?
No, I don't know why I keep just switching the name from Kung Fu King to Kung Fu Panda. I just like it. So
You just like it? That's just your nickname for Khufu King. Kung Fu
I
Panda.
know. you know, I don't know if that's like a Mexican thing, but we put names on everything. Like I changed Anita's name, right? So
Yeah.
usually.
Makes sense. There's TV advertisements all the time right now for Kung Fu Panda anyway. I think I saw one last night. Maybe it's Kung Fu Panda number 4 getting ready to come out. It feels like it's number 7 already. Yeah. Fourth lineup on the left from Sydney versus the fifth lineup on the right from Lagos. The Sydney one could be that dark horse pulling to the lead. We expected Lagos 1-1-1 Azra Elite to win this thing.
Ooh, see?
And maybe make it to the finals. Sydney could have a chance to knock them off. What do you guys think? Looks like it's about to be 5v5. The left lineup has a slight edge now because they're a little bit more healthy, but the right lineup just did a big heal. Already got
And
one
he got a
knocked out.
support in front.
Lagos 1-1-1, maybe pulling out to a slight edge here. Still down on health. It's going to be close. Both
No, he's
lineups
gonna make it.
majorly damaged,
Left line. I'm going for the left.
but already so hurt.
Oh,
So
yeah.
this lineup on the right is going to make
No,
easy work of the
knockdown.
lineup on the left. It's going to be 6v6 and pretty healthy on both sides. I mean, this is like starting over. 6 lineup versus 6 lineup. Almost dead equal on either side. Sydney versus Lagos. Who do you think Khufu King wants to come out? Like if you're Khufu King, you want the strongest lineup to make it to the finals, right? You don't really
Yeah.
care whichever one's stronger. Looks like our lineup on the left is going to take this one. Now we got 7th on the right with IMGMT versus 6th on the left.
So I think this is we're about to see 7 versus 8, right? Because this is the second lineup that
Ooh.
Koopa King on the left can take.
Yeah. Yeah, so it'll be 7th on the left versus 8 on the right once this is over. There you go. Only
I'm
2
surprised.
lineups left on the right with the Azra Elite clan. Khufu King 13 going up against Yon Yons.
And you know what is interesting? While watching these lineups, like even if you're focusing watching these lineups, your brain start to get maybe pick up some information that you can use later for you as well, right? You start to see, oh, these are the most picked heroes, these are the weapons, they're
Absolutely.
doing this, and you start catching all these small details that you can actually add into your own gameplay.
For sure. I 100% go back afterwards and slow these down. I know Anastasia does too, right? Looking at those buffs and those debuffs and what characters were used in the lineups and what weapons were used where they place these different characters in the lineup, and try to figure out these teams, especially the dark horses that have an ability to do more than you expect. It's our final lineup on the right, and Sydney 182, actually lower strength than Lagos 111. They're going to be the first real surprise, I think, so far of this tournament. Very nice.
Oh, yes, and it is like a businesswoman with Gas Hero, all the details. Like when she decided to focus on something, it was like, holy, she started telling me many things that I didn't know about Gas Hero. And I was like, holy moly, you did all that with just your commons? With commons, you start with that, right? You start with commons. So what's your lineup, Anita?
Yeah, now I have 2 uncommons and 4 commons.
Yeah.
Yep. Congratulations, Khufu King at
Venga.
Sydney 182
No.
for beating Khufu King at Lagos
No.
111.
I wanted to elite because I'm part of it. Oh, no.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yep.
by the way, and this is one of the other things between guilds, in these guild wars and stuff like that, they share the whole GMT across the and
Absolutely.
that's a pretty good
It doesn't
amount
have to
of
be your
GMT.
clan that wins and the kind of a guild or a district that shares some of the rewards, right? Without a
Yeah.
doubt. Nice. Without a doubt. Our next fight going to be up in about 2 minutes. It's going to be Kiev 269 going up against Moscow 116. Kiev 269 is 25-19 in strength. Moscow 116 is 26-11. So these are going to be really, really close on both sides. That Kiev clan versus the Moscow clan. I'm trying to think the names I recognize. Moscow, that's the one with Christian Eth, right? I think Christian Eth is the name that I recognize from the Moscow. We saw these just fight earlier. I don't know that I have a favorite in this next fight. What are you guys thinking? Pretty close?
Kiev
versus
SSDS,
Moscow?
isn't it? Isn't
Kiev
Kiev
is SSDS. Yeah. Kiev,
I'm favoring SSDS.
the one on the left. Anastasia, you think Kiev or Moscow?
Yeah, I take like as before.
Kiev? Okay. We've already had one upset. This could be the next one. They're saying Kiev. I'm going to go with the dark horse. I'm going with Moscow just to make it fun. So I'm predicting Moscow is going to win. They're all predicting Kiev is going to win. I might have some strength on my advantage too, right? Kiev's at the 25-19. We know that Moscow a little bit different at the 26-11. So I'm going with the one that has a little bit more strength. We know that SSDS has fought really well though in the past. So we've had one upset so far. Sydney beating out the Azra Elite team with Lagos. We got three teams ready for the next round with Paris, Hong Kong, and Sydney. It's going to be Kiev versus Moscow next. Go ahead, John.
Who was it that had the 2709 strength? That was Hong Kong, right?
2709 was the Hong Kong 171 team. Yeah, that was the strongest.
I just want everybody to
knocked out.
I just want everybody to do the math.
Okay.
Just think about this.
Divided
the
by
average
9?
player on that team has 301 strength. Just try to wrap your head around that.
Yeah.
No way.
That's unreal.
Yeah. When we did the solo gas war last week, the number one was what, 350?
Yeah.
Number one individual player. I think we got some that are above 350 now. Yeah. That means that's a lot of skills getting unlocked in the skill tree, right? That's the only way to get up to those numbers. You're not doing that just with your 6 rare heroes, your 6 rare weapons, and your 6 rare pets. You're having to do a lot of things with upgrading your base construction vehicle to level 7 and above, upgrading your skill tree, of course, maxed out on all of your batteries. Here we go. SSDS on the left from Kiev, Moscow on the right. They're all picking the left team. They said the left team is going to just roll through the next round. I'm pulling for the team on the right. Let's see what happens here.
It's been rolled.
Mm-hmm. I'm seeing 4 rare books on the left. Those rare books. Look how effectively they knocked out those back rows.
The media tycoon's doing work with those heals.
Absolutely. Only the black sapphire.
It's so funny to watch the black sapphires
just taking so much damage, right?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Here's fried eggs. This is the one we were wondering if it's related to the other egg.
4 guns and 2 books. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The old breakfast derivative.
Those guns are doing some work. Look at them go. Fried eggs.
But there's some
doing a really good job.
Fried eggs is going to need some heals.
Yes.
He's going to be coming up against the next fight. No heal over there? Is it all damage?
No heal over there. Yeah.
Wow.
Was the leader of the pack's speed change, right? I think that's it. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Yeah, no heals.
Second lineup on the left, could be going into the third lineup on the right. Still very close. Strong lineup coming in on the right. Telekinetic woman got off her stun and was instantly stunned herself.
Yes.
The Spore Lord with the self-heal. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Was able to stun the Deadly Nightshade on the left, so the Deadly Nightshade
He's giving it all, that Spore Lord.
Yes. You know, which character you stun on the other team makes a massive difference. You stun a tank, probably doesn't hurt you as bad, right? If you stun a damage on the other side, you really hurt that other team's damage output. That was so close. And look at how little the team on the right has left. This is the third lineup versus the third lineup.
But
means
did you see instant stun?
Double stun on the left, and then double stun again.
Yeah, Bearman stun.
Mm-hmm. Big Fish, our fourth lineup on the right from Moscow. You guys are only on your third lineup on the left. You guys are slightly ahead of me.
The Deadly Nightshade has attacked maybe 3 times on the left because she's been stunned the whole time.
Speed. Yeah. It's both the speed and the stuns, right?
I know. So and actually gets more dangerous. The most use the skill tree for the telekinetic woman. So it's just like There's some times that I've been battling some of these telekinetic women, and pretty much I get stunned the whole battle for a weird reason.
Here's Christian ETH on the right. I think this might be the strongest lineup they have on the right in the middle. We'll see if Christian can knock out two teams on the left, two lineups on the left. It's 4v5, getting ready to be 5v5. His characters are pretty healthy, too, on the right. Look at those heals coming in. Huge.
Yes.
Here we go, 5v5. New game. Let's go.
Okay.
New ball game. Christian's got to knock this line out.
I think it's going
Give
to
his
win.
team a slight lead.
I think he's going to win, actually.
Wow.
5v6. Back and forth. Kiev had the advantage through the first four lineups. Christian coming in with the power, right dead middle of the lineup in fifth, knocking out two teams on the left. It's going to be 5 on the right from Moscow versus 6 on the left from Kiev. I don't know what this is going to happen at the end. What do you guys think? Do you guys remember who was late in the lineups for SSDS? They got some strength late, don't they, Chunky?
They've got strength everywhere. When you've got 2,500, 2,600 strength.
Here's our second lineup from Christian. Christian has both 5th and 6th positions for the Moscow team.
Ooh.
This lineup not looking quite as strong as his last one. Still doing some work, though. Whoever finishes this could make a massive difference, right? Because you can only fight two lineups on the opposite side, and Christian pulls it off. Now, he's going to get knocked out quick, but this means user 132. This is one of their two knockouts. Now, we got 7 on both sides, 7 versus 7. Very little damage on the left, so pretty much a new ball game yet again. I see the Unstoppable Force, the High Priestess. Team on the right not doing good from Moscow. Team on the left doing some damage. Both teams are severely hurt. It's still really closely matched. This is so close. It's going to come down to the final 9v9, isn't it? Here's 8v8. Two new teams. Christian 6 versus SSDS. Looks like a good lineup on both sides. So far, SSDS slightly. Look at the heals coming in. The health bar almost refilled. Christian's health bar is down to half.
And the rage.
Yeah.
The artificial empathy heal is insane. 1827 on the 8th commander right there.
Wow. Massive.
And
heals.
then the devil's follower is healing almost 1,200 on himself and another character.
Holy.
Christian's final lineup on the right. This is the 9th lineup. This team on the left is strong. Look at him.
So because that devil follow done. Snapshot.
I don't even know that Kiev gets to their 9th lineup on the left. Maybe. Can Christian pull it off? How much damage is he taking? He's already lost one of his heroes in his lineup.
Ooh.
This is still a strong one on the left. Oh, this is going to be tough for Christian.
Oh, my.
There was a massive bar. Look at the damage. It just dropped huge. Oh, it's going to be close. If he had his full lineup fully healthy on the right, it would be a lot closer.
Yeah. No, he's not.
Wow.
Or maybe
so close for Moscow.
The Blessed Kid shields.
Make it. No.
The Devil's Follower couldn't do anything against the Blessed Kid shields.
This might be the best matchup we've had of the game. Congratulations, Kiev at 269, defeating the team that I had hoped would have a shot with Christian.
But it was close.
Moscow 116.
It was close.
With the win. So here's going to be our final 4. Paris, Hong Kong, Sydney, and Kiev, the winners of this round. Behind, we get to see who draws who. Looks like it's Paris versus Sydney. Hong Kong versus Kiev. Oh my gosh, the Kiev is not going to be happy with that drawing. Woo! That means a lot, right? That means a lot who you have to go up against in the earlier rounds versus the later rounds. Paris, Sydney, Hong Kong, Kiev. What are you guys thinking? Who you pulling for?
I lost my Azra Elite, so now I don't care anymore.
Oh no, Armandi's out. We had a great time having you on as a guest, Armandi. We're pulling. Yep, I hear you.
Now my hopes and dreams are destroyed. So what about you guys?
I'll go through the strength. I'll give you guys the cheat sheets. So Paris 118. We know that they are 2,150 strength. That might be the lowest of the 4 that's left. We have Sydney 182. Sydney 182 is at 2,405 strength. Then we have the Hong Kong team 2,709. That's the highest strength in the tournament. And then we have Kiev 269, and Kiev 269 is at 2,519. So definitely, I think Paris is at a disadvantage. If I had to guess, I would say Sydney in the first round would be my favorite, and Hong Kong in the second round would be my favorite, based on what we've seen so far. But who knows? We definitely see some surprise teams, and that Kyiv team that we just saw was no joke. Kyiv could absolutely. How amazing would that be for Kyiv to upset Rain?
I had the right feeling, guys, regarding Kyiv. I told you in the very beginning.
Yep.
So you're rooting for Kyiv, right, Anita?
We're gonna root for the underdog.
I would love to, but I don't think it's possible, to be honest. Like, I think not too many chances.
I'm gonna go for Sydney because I used to live with 2 Australian girls from Sydney, so it's going to be from heart. I'm gonna pick Sydney now. It's my.
Is that a humble brag? Is that a humble brag, Armandi?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Weird flex, brother.
Wanting to do whatever he can, right?
Absolutely. No doubt about that.
Who's your good one? Your chosen one?
Indeed. I got some talking points to go through again. I definitely want to point out that we have a giveaway going on right now. We've got a Genesis Hero. What you want to do is head to the pinned tweet for @GasHeroOfficial on X. I guess it's technically a pinned post, not a pinned tweet. I don't know if I'm ever going to get used to like saying that back and forth. I say it both ways. Head to the pinned post on X @GasHeroOfficial. You want to make sure you're following @GasHeroOfficial on X. You want to like the pinned post. Comment and tag 3 friends on that post. Share a picture of your favorite hero. Share a picture of yourself watching this live stream. And you've got a chance to win a Genesis Hero. We'll be announcing that winner here in just a little while. Do want to remind everybody we have over 1 million GMT in the prize pool. This is our 5th gas war, right? Every 10 days, we're doing a gas war. We had a solo gas war, a clan gas war, a guild gas war. Our second solo, this is our second clan. So our 5th gas war, over 1 million GMT going in. Now it's 90% of every bit of revenue that's collected from the auction house that goes to this gas war prize pool. We started with 15 clans. One of the 15 got a buy. We made our way down to 8. Now we're down to 4. Got a few minutes left, 4 minutes before we go into our, what would these be? Quarterfinals, right? Quarterfinals with 4, semifinals with 2, and then the finals all the way at the very end, right?
The most interesting part.
4v4, then 2v2, then we're at 2v2 now, right? So this will determine, we're at semis. So this is the semifinal, 4 teams left. This will determine who's going to be in the final fight after this. Then we get to go the rest of the way. Very cool.
Just participate in the giveaways, guys. Participate. And also, you know what? I'm going to offer a romantic dinner with my 3D avatar in the metaverse as a prize as well.
I kind of like that. The Armandi dating game. Have you thought about making dating content, Armandi?
I don't know. Maybe, you know.
You totally
How
could.
do I look in my 3D avatar?
It looks good.
We need to get more ladies, guys, in our community. Not too many so far. So the competition wouldn't be too strong. But anyway, it's a great idea, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know, Armandi, you look like a stud right now. Absolute stud muffin.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Here's the interesting thing, Armandi. If you wanted to, you could actually make your 3D avatar look different than you look in real life. Right now, it looks very, very similar between the two, right? Clearly a different shirt on, and you got glasses on the one versus the VR Pros on the other, the Vision Pros. Were you tempted to change anything? Were you tempted to give yourself bigger ears? You can't.
You can't. Like, what you do is you scan yourself with the Vision Pro, and it's created to you, and you can change small things, like, for example, put glasses or things like that. So right now you don't have that many options, but it's what is coming. The same you can, well, you know, the meta ones, they have right now, like, even the avatar is not that great, but you have more customizations. And that is part of what we were talking with Anita, is just like these digital assets, the price that now the value of digital assets is so great. I was making this thought with Anita. 1 kilo of naranjas is the price of.
Hold on, back up. 1 kilo of naranjas. You have to translate.
Of
for me.
oranges.
What does that mean?
Sorry. 1 kilo. Of
1 kilo of oranges. Okay, a kilogram, a weight. That's a big bag of oranges, right? How many oranges in a kilogram?
I don't know, like
6. I think 4 or 5. It depends.
4 or
5 oranges.
Something.
Okay.
Yeah, is worth it. 1 hero potion. So
Interesting. 5
it's
oranges to 1 hero potion.
imagine that. So a digital asset that you can farm using Gas Hero is worth 1 kilo of, and you're selling 100 experience potions, right? So it's like if you were selling 100 kilos. So
You could become a king of oranges, you know, or queen. Gas queen of oranges.
Yeah.
So this is the amazing part of being here in Gas Hero is just like, for example, let me jump into my screen. It's just looking the opportunities for all these prices, all these things that right now we're looking them at 2D, but they will become 3D in space. And right now, I am experiencing that part of the 3D integration, right? I've seen it with the Meta Quest and it's fantastic, but with this one, still, we need more years. And the important part that you were talking before, James, mobility. Right now, Gas Hero is where it has to be on your phone because everyone has a phone and can do it, right? Like everyone can has a phone.
Progressive web app. That's huge, right? To have every phone, tablet, laptop, desktop, even a TV with a browser and internet connection can play Gas Hero.
Imagine you playing your TV.
Yeah. And then
Not
VR.
the most comfortable or VR. That's what I do. I get into a Starbucks and I open this Super Gas Hero page, and then I can, even with the vision, just with my sight, like if I was just I move everything.
5 seconds. Here we
Let's
go.
go.
It's gonna be Paris 1118 on the left versus Sydney 182 on the right. Then our second fight of the semifinals will be Hong Kong versus Kyiv. Here we go. Paris versus Sydney. Khufu King on the right.
Yeah, I'm not going to sleep on Sydney anymore.
No, Sydney's strong, right? No
Yeah,
joke.
they're strong.
Khufu King 04 making short work of the first lineup on the left. Let's see if Khufu King can knock out 2 lineups. Sydney's Khufu King account knocking out Azra Elite in the previous round. Has to have this team be a favorite going into the finals. Team on the right. I heard you take a picture, Armandi. That sounded cool. Team on the right knocked out 2 teams on the left. I did.
Interesting.
Let's see if the second lineup on the right can take out 2 teams on the left as well. That's what he did the previous round, right? His early team showed a lot of strength. First lineup knocks out 2 on the left. Second lineup knocks out 2 on the right. Of course, before it was left versus right, but same idea.
Both teams here have one of my favorite characters. Oh, the Arctic Sheriff got knocked out on the left before it could even heal.
Yeah. Did you see how little that second lineup on the right damage they had taken? And it already killed 2 lineups. So, like, literally probably could have mowed through 3, 4, 5 lineups on their own. But the way that the Gas War is set up in this version in Clan, 97%. You can only... 97%. That's good. Is that your battery, Armandi?
Oh, you heard that too?
I'm glad your battery is at 97%, Armandi. That's very useful information.
Now I'm gonna have to kill you, James.
Yep. I have too much info.
Now you're
up to our 4th lineup on the right.
This is a 3D avatar.
I love it. 4v7. Team on the left from Paris is going to have to start doing some damage to catch up to Sydney. They're going to be numerically out of it pretty quick here if they don't.
I think they already are, aren't they?
They got 3 left. They got 3 left, so they could technically defeat 6 teams, right?
Oh man.
Yeah. Now they only have 2 left, so they can only delete 4 teams.
They're out. Yeah.
Well, 5th of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they can only defeat 4, and there's 5 left. Yep. Team on the left is out of it. So look at these buffs and debuffs and skills. See what we see.
So far, what's the meta that you've been catching with all the battles?
I haven't seen the books be that dominant. I think there's a lot of communication from the community that 6 books is unfair. I don't think it's unfair. I think you want really strong, overpowered things in the game. I think that adds depth to the game and makes it more fun. And I think that what we're seeing here is that we had the initial lineup that was really strong. People moved towards like a 6-book damage type lineup. And what we're seeing is that these lineups that have the ability to stun can actually overpower and be stronger than the books. So what I'm seeing is a lot of telekinetic woman and rocket scientist, a lot of Devil's Follower and Altruistic Banker, a lot of Amazon Warrior and Lone Werewolf. And all of those have an ability to attack back rows, to be able to stun, and combine that with some other things and be able to beat out the books. The books do not look as overpowered as as I think some think they are. I think the meta evolves and you learn how to fight against it, and people are learning how to fight against the books. What do you think, Junkie?
I think the stuns telekinetic woman, of course, and something that I'm seeing a lot of also is, well, one, Arctic Sheriff. You saw a lot of that with Kufu King and Sydney just now, but also the artificial empathy, the healer that can really boost on 2 different skill unlocks. They can boost percentage wise their total healing power. You're seeing that heal characters' entire HP bars in one heal. That makes a massive difference.
Yep. 2 minutes into our next fight, it's going to be Hong Kong 171 on the left versus Kiev 269 on the right. So we have Kufu King going to the finals. Will be Kufu King versus Rain again. You guys are predicting Hong Kong wins this one. Be Kufu King versus Rain. We'll see if Kiev can pull it out. Go ahead, Armando.
No. What I think is just the stun meta is going to be top down with the healing meta. I haven't seen like 3 healers, 3 DPS. Maybe that's going to happen. I don't know.
I could totally see that next, right? Yeah, would make a lot of sense. So if book meta evolves into a stun meta to prevent the books from attacking, then what evolves as the next meta to compete against stun could be some kind of a healing meta. That would be interesting to see.
You know why, James? Actually, that's the thing that picked up my eye with Christian, with one of the Christian, the best lineup that he had. He has the biorobotic soldier, then he has a healer, and then the unstoppable force. So that means that the biorobotic soldier was giving the line armor, right? And then he has the healer and then the DPS. So something like that. Maybe that things like combining a shield or defense with healing to last longer with some DPS. I think that would be interesting. And it worked for him very well.
I think it was Egg in the solo gas war, right? That had the double buff on all characters. Like if you start seeing shield on all 6 characters, right? The dodge on all 6 characters, the double buffs on all 6 characters. Maybe there's a way to shield against the stun. So you're blocking the stuns and preventing the stuns. And while your lineup is under shielding, they're still able to attack, right? Not get stunned and attack. That could be really interesting. We've got about 29 seconds left. Hong Kong 171's coming up against Kiev. Sydney is already in our finals. Will this be either Rain from Hong Kong or Kiev coming in next? Kiev is our SSDS clan, so we know that they're strong. 2,519 strength from Kiev, 2,709, the highest strength of any clan in the tournament. From Hong Kong, Chunky did the math. That was an average of 301 per lineup in that 9-team clan. Here we go. Hong Kong left, Kiev right.
Job.
Yeah. Telekinetic woman on both sides.
Oh, man.
Altruistic banker on the right. Altruistic got knocked out.
Oh, that was brutal.
But do you see the stun?
And that's a strong team on the right that Rain is just making easy work of.
Just decimated.
Again, telekinetic woman on both sides. Devil's follower back there on the back right, trying to knock out the back row. Devil's followers already moved up. Nope. And so Rain's first lineup again knocked out 2 lineups on the right.
74,000 damage his first lineup just did to those 2 first lineups.
Wow.
So
see unstoppable force on both sides.
Actually, pretty close.
Very similar lineups, guys.
Similar lineup.
Yeah.
Similar.
Different positioning, though, right? The team on the right had the telekinetic in the middle and unstoppable in the back. The team on the left, unstoppable in the middle and telekinetic on the back.
Yeah,
teams are definitely learning how to adjust these. And a lot of it might not have one better way to do it. It's really who you're matched up against, right? If you're matched up against a high DPS team, you want maybe something different than if you're matched up against a high shield team or a high stun team.
And also because the line is fixed up in the war, right? So of course, if you place your DPS in the middle, you're going to be in advantage if you fight the devil's followers, let's say, for example, right? So, but if you have your one DPS in the back and you're against the devil's follower, you will have that part of his skill that is so powerful. So it's part of the things that we cannot control and make you think, how can you maximize the results?
Yep. This is the first time that Rain's 2 lineups might not clear 2 lineups on the opposite side. His first lineup cleared 2 on the opposite side. This one, it does not look like. He's stunned. He's got his Ape Commander left. Ape Commander's stunned. They're down to a telekinetic and
No,
a
he's gonna
support
make
character,
it.
right? Not
I
doing
think
enough
he's
damage
going
on
to
the right,
make
but I
it.
think they're going to slightly eke it out. They're stunned again. Telekinetic
Yeah, they're
got
gonna
that
do it.
stun. So
When
this will
you
be
were
the
talking
first
about
time,
the
I think,
tank
that
not doing
Reigns'
damage.
second lineup will not defeat 2 from the other team. Timer counting down as well. You only get 3 minutes for a fight.
Oh, he's gonna
It's been a
make
long
it.
time since I've seen one go all the way. I think we saw that in the first gas war, right? Where a team went all the way with enough support.
He
There
made
they
it.
go.
They give it all.
hmm This could absolutely help Kyiv that this third lineup from Reign just defeated the fourth lineup on the opposite side, because now they can only fight this one other team. Kyiv needed that. Kyiv needed a win. Those first 2 lineups from Hong Kong, from Reign, are always so strong. They can always mow through 2 teams on the other side and get them such a big lead. Third lineup versus fifth lineup. Reign's going to mow through this one. It'll be 3rd through 6. And very quickly, Kyiv is getting close to being numerically knocked out.
Oh, the team on the right is ridiculously strong. Look at that. And they've got the artificial empathy there too, so she should be able to
Their telekinetic
hopefully
woman
heal
got
up.
stunned.
Devil's Nightshade.
Looks like the telekinetic womans are just stunning each other. That's so wild. Stun versus stun. Team on the right is going to knock this out. It'll be the 6th lineup on the right versus the 5th lineup on the left. Can Kyiv make a comeback? Here's Egg. We know how strong Egg is. 3 books on the left. Armandi taking screen caps.
I did not book that
No,
one.
it's me. I just want to.
I love it. She's like, I want that Egg lineup. I got to see it. I got to see it. Capture it. I love hearing that. That's cool.
So far, what I've seen is Black Sapphire. I've seen Telekinetic Woman. I see Unstoppable Force. Devil's Follower. What's the name of the cute girl with red hair? I forgot the name.
Devil's
These are-
Nightshade.
Yeah.
Yes.
Deadly
I think
Nightshade,
those are
sorry.
Nightshade. Deadly.
yeah.
Deadly.
Yeah.
Same thing. Whatever.
You taking
Close.
Devil's Follower and breeding it together with Deadly Nightshade, which was very commonly done in the early weeks of the game, right? 5th lineup on the left, 7th lineup on the right. Egg being here in the middle is so strong paired together with Reign. Has Egg and Reign always been together, or was this a movement of clans since the?
I don't think they
solo?
were.
I'm not sure. I don't think they were either. I think Egg's moved.
I don't
to Reign's
remember them
clan.
being together.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the strategy. They have to do these movements
Team
as
up.
well.
You would think that if they were in the same clan in the solo war, they would have knocked each other out, right? So maybe they purposely tried to be separate previously and then came back together when it came to the clan war, and then we'll probably see them getting together for the guild war. Maybe even they separate apart, right? To have be in multiple clans within the same guild. Be fun to see. We're in the 8th lineup on the right that's going down now. Only 1 lineup left from Kyiv. That 1 lineup can only knock out 2 teams from the opposite side. So Hong Kong
so
171 will be going to the finals
Mathematically
over
out.
Kyiv. SSDS putting on a great fight, but did not get the best pool for this semifinal round, having to go up against Hong Kong. We're going to end up with a Khufu King versus Reign final once again. No dark horses making it to the finals. I guess kind of a dark horse, right? Was the Sydney 182 was not the bigger Azra Elite clan that we expected, right? Because that was Khufu versus Khufu. So slight dark horse, but not really. Still Khufu King. I'm getting ready to announce the winner of our Genesis.
Ooh.
Here we go. And then we can talk about the AMA as well that we had end of last week. What should we do first? Should we talk AMA, or do you want to announce our Genesis winner before we go to the finals? Finals will be
Talk the AMA
Sydney
first.
versus Hong Kong.
AMA.
Make everybody wait.
AMA
just a
first?
little bit. Let's
like
make,
it.
make everybody
Yep.
wait a little bit.
Yeah,
Good.
we want to wait.
Good. So for those that did not know, in Discord, we had a text-based AMA the end of last week. This was in multiple different languages. So for every message of the AMA, it was published in English and then immediately following in Chinese and in Japanese. Very cool way to do it. We're looking if we might potentially want to do additional languages in the future. We had both Mabel and Johnny going through and talking a lot about kind of learnings that they've gotten from Gas Hero over the last few weeks, right? and some of the things that they're forward thinking looking that they want to tweak and change about the game of Gas Hero. I liked this. It seems like, especially when you have community members that are all over the world, right? Everywhere, that sometimes some text-based AMAs maybe resonate a little bit different than doing something on an X Space or on YouTube. Although our ambassadors and our entire community does a phenomenal job of even taking those and translating them to all the languages. What were your takeaways from the AMA? What you guys think?
Guys, I was really excited with this type of AMAs. It wasn't very usual. Yeah, you just needed time to adjust. But then when you have all the information like collected in the same place, it's really, really convenient. I'm really bullish on two things. The first one is what BCV upgrade will take us besides of energy and strength. And they mentioned that it should be some additional bonuses or some additional benefits. And it would be really great to have this. And another thing is, regarding the clans' common aims, that the clans could have the aim to dig the same assets. Maybe, I don't know, it would be great if it will be the common goal, for example, we can get like more assets or something like that. So if you agree with people, when you have the same goal, you can get a chance to get like more benefits. So this would be really interesting, I think.
Yep. 5 minutes, 45 seconds. We got to go quick. We want to announce the Genesis, maybe talk about Hero Mountain a little bit as well. Chunky, what'd you get from the AMA? What stood out to you?
The biggest thing that stood out to me was the collective active listening from the team in general. Well, first and foremost, for anybody that wants to get a nice bundled up version of it, Kleber actually put out an incredible recap of the entire AMA and bundled it up into a nice X post. It's awesome to see that the team is listening so closely to the community, in addition to just monitoring everything, all the data on the back end. And to me, that was the most bullish thing about it all. The fact that they're listening so closely to the community and they're actively working to evolve and change things.
Absolutely. Armandi?
You know how I see it is just like the way I see it as a stair, like success is going like stairs. And what they're doing is they're building together. It's not perfect, of course, right? But building together with the past knowledge that they had and now improving and hearing the community to try to improve how everything works in the long term is going to benefit us, not just Gas Hero. What they're learning right now from Gas Hero will be implemented some things in Steppen and things like that. So I really think trying to use different tools, like for example, a text AMA, as you're saying, it's a great tool to, in that way you can just read whatever you have, like maybe your English is not that great and you lose some things, so you can just read there the information. So I actually enjoy it because it's been always building. Since the time that we had started, it's always been building, right?
Absolutely. 4 minutes until our finals. I do want to point out as well that during the course of the AMA, I think I heard multiple times that the team is listening to the questions, they're listening to the feedback, and it definitely felt like they've got some exciting announcements coming within the next week, that there could be something coming soon, right? Maybe a vision, a roadmap, some changes they have coming to the game, something. So I would definitely be paying attention to socials, both Discord and at Gas Hero Official on X, but probably other places as well to hear some exciting updates that should come within the next week. We're in week 3 of Hero Mountain, only 3 minutes and 30 seconds left until our finals. This is the third week. We have our third chunk of 880,000 GMT. This is 3.5 million total over the 4 weeks. I enjoyed Gas Hero Mountain a lot for week 1. I think I did it totally different week 2. I didn't use nearly as many refreshes, and I'm a little bit more strategic about where I hit at the very end, getting my rated hero and farming those hero capsules as much as I could out of the hero boxes. For those that have not really dug into Hero Mountain yet, a lot of strategies and a lot of ways to try to get that 5x multiplier to get that much more GMT. And I think what people are realizing is they can take a bunch of attentional losses, and that by taking those losses, they're getting into that top percentage of challenges, right? You know that a win counts, 3 losses can record a loss, that then counts. And so if you get enough challenges, both on offense and defense, you could try to get that 5x. So maybe not pushing for a diamond or a gold, drop down a level, maybe drop down a couple levels, but hit that 5x, maybe make more GMT. You get your weekly drop of irradiated heroes. You can see that in the rewards. You get your percentage of that 880,000 GMT if you can get to the top 1,500. And then, of course, you can earn your hero mountain boxes each week. The team is still listening to a lot of feedback coming in about that as well. Would not be surprised at all to see the reward pools change. I think Mabel's made some interesting comments about maybe having consumables and other things in those rewards separate of what you just see from PvE, which could be really interesting. About a minute and a half left going into our final round. Anything else about Hero Mountain or the Discord AMA?
Yeah. Yes, I want to add about the Hero Mountain. Just guys, remember, it's very important to understand your rank and which rank you want to be. But also, like, for example, if you're jumping between silver or bronze, no, silver or gold, understand that the 15% of the silver rank is bigger. The 50% of people who will be in the silver rank is bigger than in the gold. So if you want to jump and do get the 50, being in the 15% in gold, it may be more difficult to actually you get the GMT. So also that is another strategy that people need to be aware of it. And sometimes it's just better just to stay in silver because it's going to be easier because 15% the pool is bigger.
Yep. About 60 seconds left until our finals. It's going to be Sydney 182 versus Hong Kong 171. We also have our Genesis winner to announce. What do you guys think? When do we wait till right when the finals ends and we'll announce that Genesis winner? Does that work? I've got the name.
I think so.
I give it now. Should we hint?
No,
let's go.
I'm going to hint. For all those out there listening right now, the Genesis winner, the first letter of the name on X, it starts with a K. I'm not going to tell the rest. You guys try to guess. Look who's watching live. Look who's watching on X. I don't know.
We're going to say it starts with the @ symbol.
It starts with an @ symbol. That would have been the mean way to do it. We'll give the rest of the name as we get to the end of this fight. Only 14 seconds left. Sydney 182 with Kufu King versus Hong Kong 171 with Rain. We know that Hong Kong team's at 2709 strength. We know that Sydney team is at 2405. You would think that Rain's team would be able to win this. Let's go. Let's see. Can Rain's first lineup knock out 2 lineups from Kufu King on the left? Every match that we've seen him go, he's been able to mow through 2, and it looks like it's going to happen again. Look at how quickly the first lineup for Kufu King just gets wiped out. And that lineup has done so well versus everybody else until this Rain lineup.
Oh, my goodness. Look
so
at that.
Strong. Now, the second lineup for Rain, maybe not quite as strong, was only be able to wipe out, 1 and then 95%. Let's see. Second lineup from Rain, the third lineup from Kufu King.
Only 1 and 95%, James.
Look at this, right? 1 and 95. Only.
Yeah. That's just so
crappy
strong.
lineup. I'd just throw it away if that lineup was mine.
Just recycle all the heroes and start again. Whatever.
Only twice as good. Barely.
And very interesting
doing some good damage.
Yes, very interesting to see the pets, the pets options of each of them. Like for example, right now Kufu King choose like 4 or 5 crabs. It's very interesting that people are not just using the one that goes along with the hero.
Yep. So Rain's second lineup was able to defeat 2. His first team defeated 2, and his second team defeated 2. He's on to his third team versus the 5th for Kufu King. Go ahead, Chunky.
No, I was just going to say, you've got to think at this level, with the strength of some of these teams, you've got to think that most of them have got to at least have 4, probably 5 skills unlocked just with the pure strength that we've seen.
Absolutely. And upgraded skill trees, right? Not only the heroes individually have skills unlocked in the 4s, 5s, 6s, and 7s, but then those skill trees are upgraded. So instead of them getting 14 or 15%, they're getting in the 20s for each one of those.
And you can see that. You can see that, definitely see that with the skill or the heals too, the instant heals, the gradual heals. You can totally see where they're upgraded because they're getting mid to
this
high.
Lineup from Kufu King looks like they're going to knock out 2 on the right. Kufu King needed this. Has some strength in the middle. Not 7 versus 5. This is Egg. We know how strong Egg's lineup is. This could be the nail in the coffin. Sydney on the left. They're on their 7th, so they can only knock out 6 lineups on the right.
No, they got obliterated.
Yep. Well, Egg is so strong.
That's it.
Look at the double buffs on all of Egg's characters.
Crazy.
Yep. Hong Kong 171 is going to be our winner. Wow. The strength of Rain and Egg coming together. Massive damage.
And did you see
49,
this lineup? Is
50,000.
by a robotic soldier, a unstoppable force, and a healer.
It's good. The field medic back there, 2 healers, but the field
Yes.
medic and the nun for Egg. The Devil's Follower, Telekinetic Woman, Unstoppable Force. Egg was able to knock out his 2 lineups. This is the final lineup for Khufu King, and you have 6, 7, 8, 9, 4 lineups left on the right. Khufu King's not going to be able to come back, but so fun to see. What do you guys think based on what you just saw from that 5th lineup from Hong Kong, the Egg lineup? Is he able to compete against any of Rain's lineups? Or do you think 1v1 Rain would still
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm
I
gonna
don't
give
know.
it
Egg's
a
strong
chance.
enough?
Rain.
Yeah. Here's our winner.
Maybe not
Hong
the
Kong
strongest one.
171. Congratulations, Rain, winning another gas war, another clan gas war. Be fun to see what kind of things will be done before our next one in 10 days. Every 10 days, we have another gas war. It's been over 1 million GMT each and every single time. Next one is the Guild gas war, another group one. Do you think that some of these clans, do you think that some of these guilds will try to move around people, try to get enough power to defeat Rain? It hasn't happened yet, but it definitely could, right?
I see very difficult. I'm just gonna cheer for them in the Valhalla.
I love it. I love it. Let's announce our winner. Our winner of the Genesis Hero. It is Cooley X. Kuliix. Congratulations at Cooley X for winning a Genesis Hero. That's a big one. Like, those things are worth a lot of GMT, like a whole heck of a lot of GMT. And now Cooley X will have that debate, right? I've got a, what is it called? A superhero capsule. Will you sell your superhero capsule? Will you open it and reveal if you get a rare Genesis Hero, a uncommon Genesis Hero, a common Genesis Hero, maybe one of these code names that we've been talking about all day? I mean, can you imagine pulling a rare Genesis Devil's Follower, a rare Genesis Telekinetic Woman, a rare Genesis of one of these code names that's been playing over and over, and like what that could do to your lineup and your team, knowing that the base stats will be that much higher, that the unlock skills will be that much better, that what it could be. So add it to your lineup, play with it, enjoy it for PvP. You could sell it right in the marketplace. So cool. Congratulations, Cooley.
Congratulations, my friend. And let us know
Congratulations.
which one did you get if you open it. If you didn't sell it, let us know what did you get.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Definitely post that on X and tag us so that we can see what you get when you open it. Another great gas war. Any closing thoughts? What do you guys think overall? It's fun to watch, right?
Of course. No, you know what? Your brain just pick up all the things that maybe your unconscious part is just seeing everything. These constant battles, we've seen things and we pick up for on own strategies. So I think it's a great, I'm going to say a library of Gas Hero in practice. That's how I'm going to call it. These Gas Wars are a library of Gas Hero in practice.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm glad as I watched it that Sydney was able to go up against, was it Lagos? Khufu King versus Khufu King. How disconcerting would it have been if you had ended up like somehow having Khufu King versus Khufu King in the finals? Clearly that couldn't happen with Rain being as strong as he can. But the one Azra team beating the un-Azra team, that was a surprise to me. Any other surprises? Anastasia, did you see anything in the code names that stood out, and anything in the lineups, anything that stood out different from the previous war?
Yeah, actually, I picked up several code names as I saw them in very strong lineups. Like I saw Media Ticon very often. I think because of her first skill to get MP to her alias, and she was used like more often than last time.
Yep.
Also, I picked up Field Medic.
Field Medic, I definitely noticed a lot more common this time.
Yeah, the spelling of negatives. So I think so. As now, like more people are thinking about stun matters, and she can reflect this. Yeah, and artificial empathy as well. As Chunky told a lot about her, and she's like a sister of Brave Noon, and I guess like she's widely used this time. So these three code names are my takeaways from this gospel. But I think it's really great to find something new every single time. It could be a code name, it could be some skills of code name, it could be the combinations of everything. As you know, that's how we all develop and grow inside the game. And this is a great opportunity to see how different combinations works against each other on a high level. And then if you play like these commands, you can just take and play them with commands as well with the same combination. So I think that's a really great chance, not only to watch it, but to try to get some takeaways from that.
Absolutely. I feel like the meta is evolving in a very healthy way. Things become strong, and then we all learn what's really good against that strong thing, right? And then those things are strong against one specific lineup. But then as you start to incorporate then the meta evolves to what's the next thing that really defends against it well. And I'm seeing a very healthy progression of the meta evolving, which is fun to see.
You know what, James? Talking about that, part of the balance that I find out now that you're saying that part is that because your heroes die,
yes,
of course you want to change your strategy, but you have to think more in the long term, because you don't want to just add another hero that will die into this lineup and not work out, right? So now also you need to think, okay, how I'm going to beat the stun strategy maybe in the next cycle, or and so, because not all of us are like super big or well, like, yeah, let me pick as many heroes to check it out which one will work against others. So it's very slowly, and I think this is part of creating a balanced gameplay.
Yeah, it's really interesting that, you think about the lifespan of the heroes, and some have called for ways to extend the lifespan, or maybe having more heroes with a permanent lifespan. But you got to know that, like, right now, your rare heroes lasting 40 days, that's likely 40 days that you cannot change your lineup, and you can't try something different, right? And you can't try out a different meta for that length of time.
Exactly.
So having like common lineups that don't live as long can let you experiment a little bit more. But all of a sudden, if you've got 6 Genesis rares, you can't change those, right? You could pull them out, but likely you're going to want to stick with that, so you can't evolve with the meta enough. So there's pros and cons, right? We start extending lifespans of heroes, people can't experiment as much as when heroes have shorter lifespans.
And you know what happened with okay, so the difference is like the other part. Of course, your commons will last less, and replacing those heroes more often is more work as well. Like, it's more work because you need to replace them more often. If you have an uncommon lineup that is already successful, you actually will enjoy it more, and when you have to replace it, you will work a little bit less because the time span is longer. The same with rare heroes. So in that case, you have less flexibility if you have a full rare team or even an uncommon team when you want to replace them, but you cannot try new strategies as often as you could do with commons.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and wrap up. Any last second things that you guys want to plug coming up in the next week or so? I know that we're all involved in lots of spaces and podcasts and things about Gas Hero on X and elsewhere. Go ahead. We'll go around the room. Anastasia, what you got coming up that you want to plug?
Yeah, guys, just continue experimenting, be active. We will host a space tomorrow with James regarding lineups, and I know a lot of stuff is coming up around. So just keep going. Yeah, this is all my final thoughts. Yeah.
Absolutely. Chunky?
I'm also plugging the same exact space, the gas spaces. Really, really good spaces. A lot of in-depth conversation. Also, my 2 cents on the future. I think people should not underestimate Biorobotic Soldier.
I think you're right. We've not been seeing him as commonly used, and I think there's huge potential there. Armandi, it sounds like we might have a new dating game where we can date Armandi in VR. Is that what we should look forward to? You got something
Yes,
else?
now you're going to be able to date. So participate in the Gas Hero giveaways. You will have a VR dinner with my 3D avatar. So join us. And in my case, so also I'm gonna join you guys in the streams. I'm going to do a stream with Ridley as well. And Ridiculous Clan, I'm part of them in one of my accounts. And what I've been doing is right now I'm playing with two of my accounts. As I was saying, the difficult part of replacing 24 heroes is kind of a full-time job. So right now I have 2 full lineups with commons, and I will be experimenting with those, and 2 with uncommons. And I will see how it will go in the Gas Hero Mountain. Right now I'm getting beaten in my 2 common lineups. I'm getting beaten, and I haven't rank to bronze. So let's see how I'm going to do it, and it's going to be exciting.
Very cool. Well, I'm going to
And
be
what about
fighting
you?
to try to win that date with Armandi. I'm hoping that if I get to go on a date with Armandi, that we get to play Gas Hero during the course of our VR
All
date.
you want, sweetie.
We'll stream it and make great content. That would be amazing. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to this 5th Gas War. For anybody watching that's not played Gas Hero themselves, remember, you can go to gashero.com, click on that play button. You're able to play Gas Hero on any device, any phone, tablet, laptop, desktop, even a TV with a browser and internet connection can play Gas Hero. You get 4 free heroes, 4 free pets, 4 free weapons, and then get to work your way up through 7 levels as you learn to set up the lineup and play things. Sounds like there might be some tweaks to that onboarding process over time to make it even any easier. It creates a brand new wallet for you. It makes it really easy to learn to play the game. It's not until you reach the end of the 7th level that you get an opportunity to get your first NFT in the game. And the marketplace is baked right in where you can grab a base construction vehicle and settle down. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for watching. Congratulations again to our Genesis winner, Cooley X, and to Rain with Hong Kong 171 for winning this 5th Gas War, our clan Gas War. Congratulations, Hong Kong. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you all soon.
Bye, guys.
Thanks.